Welcome everybody to the 32nd episode of the Get Geeked Podcast. I am your host Bon Jovi, along with Sambora over here. What's going on? I wonder if the people out there are old
Jerry
enough.
Garcia, man.
I wonder if the people out there are old enough to get that reference, but but yes. Before we even get started, I want to say spoilers. We're going to have mad spoilers. I'm talking about Joker. I'm going to review it. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Come back and catch this review of the Joker movie. Boom.
Also, My Hero Academia, spoilers, those two.
Well, with that, dude, if you guys haven't seen that, dude, it's been out for a while now. Well, except for the new season, so yeah. We'll try not to breach the new season, but let's get straight into it, man.
Neither of us have watched it.
Let's get straight into it. DC, I want to give you a round of applause. You guys did it. Finally made a good movie after the Nolan trilogies. Ever since Dark Knight.
I was gonna say, damn, that was pretty harsh.
Well, ever since Dark Knight, dude, their movies have not been, up to par. Like it's been subpar or just awful. Batman v Superman, awful. Suicide Squad, awful. Wonder Woman, pretty good. Wonder Woman, pretty good. Shazam, okay. Aquaman was, to me, I didn't like it. I didn't like, as much as a lot of people say, "Ooh, Aquaman was good." I watched it when I was in the hospital, man. That thing was straight garbage.
That's because you were watching comic book Magic Mike, man.
Dude, like it was like the storyline was just bad. The only thing I gave it was the special effects. The special effects was actually pretty good in Aquaman, but other than that, dude, the stories, the acting was kind of just trash. But that's just to me, because movies is subjective. So I mean, I guess the people who said that it was good, it might have been good to them. Like it was probably good to them. So what can you say? But to me, The Joker is one of like the best movies DC and Warner Brothers has made ever since the Nolan trilogies, ever since Dark Knight. I say Dark Knight is like kind of like top notch in DC Warner Brothers movies. Like it hit on every cylinder. It hit all points that made me feel like it was a good movie. And then now we got the Joker, and for some weird reason, it has the movie The Joker combined with stuff I watched on Film Theorist and Screen Rant has made me come to a conclusion that the Joker is more of a anti-hero and Batman is the villain.
Well, I guess should we say anti-villain?
Anti-villain?
Because it's not really his fault. He's just kind of doing what he thinks is right. Like everybody else is.
Well, that's why he's an anti-hero. Not like.
No, I was talking about Batman is the anti-villain.
Oh, anti-villain. I guess you could say. I don't know.
Because he's just kind of blindly doing it. He's not.
Yeah.
Well, I guess anti-villains are like the ones that are smart enough to know that they're doing it. So
yeah, right.
I guess no. Yeah.
I feel like Batman is part of the problem, even though he thinks he's the solution. He's an
enabler.
Yeah, he's an enabler of all the bad things that are happening in Gotham. But let's get into this movie, The Joker. The reason why it was so good, it was a great character study. It drove deep into the mind of the Joker. And before I even move forward, all the people who say it's not a good movie because it's making light of mental health and it's too dark and it's making Joker look too insane and stuff like that. Well, and like, you don't want to sympathize with the Joker. Like, for one thing, true Joker fans know that the Joker is insane. He is mentally crazy. He is maniacal. He is like all of that. So it's perfect that the movie kind of made it show you, or it was made and it showed you that he is insane. Like he is mentally ill in a ways, and it's really not
Oh,
making light of it. It's shining a light on it, kind of.
man, that's kind of like I don't. I get where they're coming from, but it's also kind of like all bull crap because it's kind of like saying, "Oh man, this week on The Flash, they're making it sound like he's so fast." That's just making fun of everybody else who doesn't have legs or has wheelchairs. It's not that. It's somebody's original backstory. Like, you're not going to consider Batman to every other kid who's lost both their parents. It's not like that. It's like it's a single story. So they're not trying to connect it and be like, the Joker is depressed and all of you can turn into the Joker if, things go bad and, if you don't, all this crap. But all of it's honestly just, they just want something to complain about because I can guarantee most of them have only watched it once and they've probably never even watched any of the other good DC movies. Or any good movies in general.
Well, it's weird because like some of the negative reviews came from credible like comic book people, like people who's either worked in the comic book shop, and stuff like that. And but the thing is, I feel like their taste is more of like the lighthearted superhero type stuff, and they probably just didn't want to get into the nitty gritty of the dark side of the universe.
Honestly, yeah, because there is definitely a fine line between those guys that are there for, like you said, the Dark Knight Rises and the Dark Knight and all that stuff. And then there's the other side who understand movies. Because I wouldn't really consider those like cinema. So there's that fine line between those where like, this is art, and another one that's just like, what is this free form poetry bullcrap,
Mm.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's that fine line. There's that fine line between, they're gonna like it because it's a comic movie, or they're gonna like it because it's in a weird rendition and take of it. But there's also those few that are just like, they're making fun of everything just because it's kind of in the mainstream, and you gotta have something to be mad about, So I think they're really taking the chance to jump on something like that without understanding that that's just not how they're trying to portray it,
I don't know, but I mean, like I said before, movies is subjective, so they probably just don't like the darkness of it. Because like, if you're gonna go watch this movie, you have to realize that you're gonna be in this darkness for the whole hour and 90 minutes of the movie. Like there is no like shining light of hope in this movie. Like it's basically nitty gritty dark Joker going insane downward spiral of Gotham. Like it's pretty dark, and I dig it because like it shows that Warner Brothers and DC had the balls to kind of go there and show people what's up. And not just that too, but they stayed true to the character of the Joker, because the thing about the Joker in the comics is no one really knew the origins of the Joker. Every time he tells a story explaining his origin, it was either a joke or just like a fake out to trick whoever he's adversing. And they did that in a ways in this movie, but they did it in a brilliant way. Like they show you the people that he's around, the things that happens to him, and then at the end, he's being interviewed by a shrink in Arkham Asylum, and then they replay it, and it was all kind of like a thought. Like it was like, did it happen? Did it really happen, or did it not happen? We don't know. Like it's left up to interpretation, and it was perfect because I gotta say, like in the beginning when the trailers were coming out and stuff like that, I was unsure if I wanted this movie because I thought it was gonna be a Joker origin story. Like it was gonna be a concrete origin story. Like this is how the Joker was made. But now that I seen it and the way that they kind of made it out to, I kind of like it because they stay true to the
Yeah.
character of the Joker.
And also, even like that, I mean, you just like you said, all movies are really subjective. For all we know, it could just be another rendition of a different universe Joker. Because is anything ever really full on canon? It could always just be a weird rendition or take on a certain story. Just
Well,
like how all those Superman
I mean,
all those Spider-Man beginnings.
it is a different, it is an Elseworld type Joker because I mean, as we've seen already, there's been multiple different Jokers in the DC universe. So it is, but I kind of dig this Joker.
For all we know, he never really turns into a Joker. The Joker, it's just kind of like an afterthought while he's sitting in that asylum. You never know.
You never know. It could have just all played out in his head, and that's just what he's saying. But he wears the makeup at the end. He asks to be called that, so he takes on the mantle. But the thing was, and it was kind of smart too, because the director Todd Phillips came out in an interview saying that this might not be the actual Joker. This could just be the guy that the actual Joker, was imitating, was taking the mantle of, because he was inspired by Joaquin Phoenix's take on the Joker. Like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker might not actually be the actual Joker of that goes against Batman. He could have just been the inspiration, and
I mean,
when they leave it at that, it's kind of enticing. Like, it's interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, throughout the whole movie, there isn't even like a single.
Whoa, hold on, you're cutting off a lot. Say it
So
again.
I mean, because there's not even like a speck of dust when it comes to Batman being in the movie. So we don't even know what timeline, what area of other storylines that are supposed to intercross with this. But even so, even if it was just like another universe type thing, it could be like a pre-Joker to the real Joker. So there could still be like a tiny little Batman running around in his mom's stomach,
No. Little Bruce Wayne is there, because they show how the events gets taken to where Thomas Wayne is shot, or Thomas Wayne and his wife gets shot outside of the theater.
Okay, so it's within that time frame. So like 20, 30 something years between a real Joker timeline kind of shows up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So this could have been just a precursor to it all, and the actual Joker takes on the mantle 10 years after or something. You don't know, because otherwise that would make the Joker really, really old whenever Batman comes to fruition. So we don't know, but it's still an awesome, interesting movie. I give at the end of the day, you gotta go watch it. I give this movie a 9 out of 10. Only because I feel like there's just still a tiny bit of something missing. I don't know what that thing is. I've seen the movie twice already. Maybe the third time I watch it, I'll figure out what it is, but who knows? But it's just missing a tiny little thing to make it like a perfect 10 out of 10. But other than that, it's a 9 out of 10. It's a really good, just deep dive character study of the Joker himself. Or is it of the Joker himself? We don't know. But it's a really, really awesome movie. 9 out of 10. And that ends the review, unless you have something more to say.
I just got one more. I think the one thing it was missing was just a little more, not suspense, but being on the edge of your seat, knowing that something might happen. Because you get that this is an origin story of what was to be the Joker, but if there was like a real superhero that was already there, that he was like the main anguish of all of his pain came from, probably would have given it a little more of that body when it comes to the suspense. But that's just me.
You mean like a antagonist to the protagonist? Maybe, I don't know.
Because it needed that. It's like a one-sided story. It needs something else to push along the other side.
It could be. I don't know if that's the actual thing, but maybe because it is just the Joker being the protagonist, and then the antagonist is just the city itself. But maybe the city itself just wasn't a good enough antagonist. But who knows? We might never know.
Watch it yourself, figure it out. Say it in the comments.
Watch it. Yep.
Because this is a Joaquin Phoenix movie, so who knows on the number 2? If not, take it up to some fan forums or whatever. Because I doubt we're gonna get a second one.
In the beginning, I would have said no. We might not get a second one, but Joaquin Phoenix has come out and said that if Todd Phillips wanted to make a second one, he would be interested in playing the character again. So it's left up in the air. We don't know.
So
and
at that, of like, it's still not even in the talks yet. So
no, it's not. I mean, but it's in the air, it's in the ether, and now that they both and they both said that they'd be down. You know, it'd be dumb of DC and Warner Brothers not to take them up on their word of doing a sequel, because the way they leave it at the end of this movie, it's open. It's like an open book. You could do whatever you want with it. You could see, because in this whole movie, you don't see the Joker turn into the criminal mastermind or anything like that. It's just a story of him spiraling down into craziness to become the Joker. But a sequel showing him kind of becoming the brilliant mastermind that he is able to go up against the Batman as would be an awesome sequel. Just to see crazy turn into brilliance, like it would be an amazing story.
Or how he passes it.
Oh, passes the baton?
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Or like maybe he isn't a Joker, but he finds the actual Joker and turns him into the actual Joker, or convinces him to take up the mantle of the Joker. Yeah, either way, like, it would be an awesome sequel and an awesome watch just to go through that whole ride again. I think it would be smart of DC to do it.
Yeah, even if it was full of just plot holes, I think it would just be that much of a, what's the word? Kind of a decent ending. Like, even if it was ending in a way where, like, all of a sudden this little kid picks up, like, the clown mask. I don't care if it ended like that, just as long as it gave us a little more of what we kind of want to see. It'll just be enough to, what's the word? It just like is a good kind of climax to that little cliffhanger that they left us on the first one. I think it'd be awesome. A second one would be awesome.
I'm down.
Especially just to like spread it out a little more, you know?
Or flesh out the story a little bit more. I'm down with that. That'd be a dope sequel. I would be down to check that out.
Because that and shows that end in like 12 episodes are what kill my drive to watch things, because it always ends too soon.
But with that said, that's our rating. That's our feeling of the Joker. I think you want to talk about anime?
So, I was going to say, speaking of anime, we started actually watching a show that you, Sydney, I think, both really wanted us to get to watch, which was My Hero Academia. We actually watched a little more right before this. And yes, it took I don't even know how long. What, 4 seasons for us to finally start watching it? I'm not really sure why. I just coming off of the high of watching the entire series of Naruto and all the movies, it was just really hard to be like, okay, this next big anime that's coming right after is something I want to jump in on.
Also, because you're the one who always likes to go against the popular
the mainstream.
Kind of the popular mainstream suggestions of when it comes to anime.
Yeah, that's because like for some reason it just doesn't. If everybody's watching it, it's what everybody's talking about. Much to watch. Like I kind of get what's going on without having to fully watch it, but yeah, I guess you could say I was trying to find something else that was a little more.
You couldn't out.
Just well, everything else that I was watching was just so obscure. So I guess I watch obscure things, and my girlfriend watches more of the mainstream stuff when it comes to anime. So I guess in the middle is kind of My Hero Academia. But I mean, so far it's a really good watch. It's decent.
It is a good watch.
Across of like what you want, you know.
And the thing about it is that it's a basic line story type anime. It's kid
Heroes
looks up to a hero.
Yeah.
Kid looks up to hero. Kid now has to become the hero, but with a little twist because the hero himself can no longer stay a hero at all times. So it's like so it's
just
kind
like
of
the Joker. It's
so it's kind of like a bumbling hero type storyline, but not just that too. But the things that make me like a certain anime or even comic book is good villains, and I feel like My Hero Academia like puts up a really good villain. Like they make him mysterious and they don't show him at all times until later on. Well, yeah, until like later on in the season. I think on the second season is when they actually even introduce the actual villain.
You're talking about Mummy guy or All guy?
No, it's the All guy because he's the antithesis of All Might.
The one that like can't show, but I mean, I guess like the first. So I guess like there would be quite a bit of like enemies, but there's still like one layering big enemy that's always in the background.
Yeah, the big bad himself is like back there, but you don't really ever get to see him. But like the bad guy himself is in the beginning. All Might gets given his powers, but this other person was supposed to get the powers, but didn't because he failed at the test or something. But he took the power in a different way, which made him like the villain, basically. And they don't tell you that story until the end of the second season, I believe. So
yeah, we just started season 2 right now, so we're on like season 2, episode 1.
And then the face of the villain, that kind of like the lackey almost, is the guy with the hand on his face. He's pretty creepy and crazy too, which is also pretty cool.
Kind of a brat too, though.
A little bit, but like he's like, I don't know, like something about him just it's kind of cool to me. And
like you don't want to know the backstory of him because it's probably pretty dark.
And then they throw in like all the mini characters in there that you could fall in love with. The hero side, the villain side. Another one on the villain side is the guy who kills superheroes, but he only kills a superhero if their intentions aren't true. Like if you're a superhero and you're pure of heart, he'll let you live. But if you're a superhero but you're not pure of heart, he'll kill you right away.
Which is crazy because he doesn't go after Deku.
Yep, he doesn't go after Deku. Or actually, he tries to until he finds out that Deku is true of heart. And then he's like, you know what, kid? You get to live.
And then, like, all of a sudden, another hero pops up and he's like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, which ends up making Deku have to battle him. And then he actually have to battle Deku because he's trying to kill Deku's friend who's not pure of heart, but Deku is
friend.
defending him.
Yeah.
So it's very wild, like it's crazy, and it, it gets interesting, like certain animes just they're just straightforward stories and kind of boring, but when you throw in like little crazy things like those, like My Hero Academia does, it gets pretty like, yeah, I dig it.
But then you get the other side of it where it's more like the complete utter spoof of itself, which is like, One Punch Man and what's the other one? Mob Psycho.
Yeah, but they're
on their own level. They're on their own level.
They're good too, though, and I want to say Mob Psycho is a more straightforward story because it actually does have an ending, whereas One Punch Man always leaves you with a cliffhanger and you don't know what's gonna happen. Mob Psycho actually has complete storylines. And I want to like I said, the Mob Psycho, I give it to Mob Psycho because they do a great job of cinematography, which is like kind of hard to do with animation. But
without giving people seizures.
Yeah, but they do. Mob Psycho does cinematography like to the highest of level in animation, and it has some of the pretty coolest like action shots.
Doesn't matter. I'm still pissed off that that's what's taken away from my One Punch Man.
Yeah, but is it though? Because I feel like One Punch Man did that on purpose. Like they did that because they're writing those storylines at different times.
We gotta stop this. We talked about this the whole time last time.
But
it's the same thing. But yeah, I mean, like I get it. It might just be
because they're not gonna write two shows at the same time. You know what I'm saying? They're writing at different times. It's just that I feel like the team that's even though they're a part of the team are of the same show. I think the team of Mob Psycho altogether just decided like this show is gonna have this style and this type of storyline, and then they're like, One Punch Man, this is where we're just gonna like have fun and do whatever we want.
But yeah, I mean, like, either way, they're all just good animes. It's just there's no love for people out there like me who just love the obscure anime.
Well,
like one season.
I don't know.
So I started watching one that I can guarantee you probably never heard of, but falling in love with it again. It's called Desert Punk. It's just really, really stupid and obscure. It's kind of like a.
Well, see, like I used to, but the thing about it is, if I fall in love with an anime and then I find out they're not doing any more seasons, that's where it gets me mad. Because I'm like, I want to see, I want to see more. Because like one that I really, really liked and I wish had another season was Dead Man Wonderland, and like it was such an amazing show. It was like adult while being kiddish at the same time. It had like a good amount of gore, but not too much. It had awesome action and action shots and cinematography as well. The animation was like pretty ridiculous at times, and the storyline was like intriguing. Like it kept me wanting more. But that's what made me so angry, was that when they finished that first season, they kind of left you wanting more, and then you find out, oh, they got canceled. And you know why they got canceled? Because it's the type of storyline where you can't sell merch for. You can't sell action figures to kids with that type of storyline. You can't sell. You can sell
to adults.
Like you can sell merch, but like you're not gonna make as much money. Like you're not gonna make like Pokemon money. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna make One Piece type money because it doesn't sell to everybody. It's only selling to adults, like so they don't get that big time money to where they could keep their company afloat and keep on doing more seasons. But what are you gonna do? You know.
That's why you do a One Punch Man show and just have it on the side and make money off that.
True that, which is kind of smart.
So yeah, if I really could, I'd probably give another season to Future Diary, man.
That
it's a good show, but
that I don't know, because I try to. I mean, I watched it and I tried to like it, but well, I don't know, not my flavor.
No. I knew it probably wasn't going to be. It was just one of those things where it was just like, it was still kind of entertaining. You already watched it, so you're like, I might as well figure it out. I know it's one season, so I might as well figure out what's going on at the end, kind of things, you know? There was
just that show was just frustrating altogether. Because there was things in there, and I'm just like, why? Like, it didn't, like... And the thing is, like, I could understand it if they're trying to make it to where, like, it doesn't make sense for not making sense, like, you know, on purpose. But
this was not making sense to try to make sense on purpose, and it was just not working.
Yeah, and it was a little bit annoying, dude. I don't know. That's why I couldn't get into it. I was just like, oh my god. But yeah, because I mean, there was things that could have been avoided and just didn't get, you know. But what are you gonna do? I'm not the writer. I'm not the writer of the anime.
I can hear the frustration already.
But yeah, there you go. Anime, more anime. You know, if
Japan, Asian people, drawings.
But yeah,
music,
I mean,
loud music.
Was there anything else?
Yeah, you know, My Hero Academia is cool. It's a great show. I wouldn't call it like, you know, Chobits level awesome, but I'd say probably like a 7 out of 10 for My Hero Academia after watching the first season. But we'll see how it changes throughout the next 3.
Yeah, I mean, what season are you on right now?
We just started 2, season 2, episode 1.
Dude, it gets better. So, you know, for me, I mean, I'm pretty close to where you're at. I'm like at 8 out of 10. So, like, yeah, it's pretty good. It hits on all cylinders. It has a good message. It has good art. It has good villains. Like, what more can you ask for? I mean,
a lot of action.
Maybe more epicness and just some more
courage from Deku.
No, there's things about it that are just a little frustrating. What it is Deku's power. Every time he uses it, he hurts himself, and it's been a span of years now because he's been through the whole high school of superheroes and everything like that. You think that by now, by like second season or end of second season or even the beginning of third season, you'd think he would learn how to use it to where he doesn't hurt himself anymore, but he doesn't. He's still hurting himself. So I think that's where it drops down for me, you know, like, but you know, other than that. And then like there's other things too, like little tiny storylines that bugs me a little bit, kind of like father and son hate with the fire guys and stuff like that. Like, but you know, stuff like that I could kind of brush off a little bit because like it gets resolved pretty quickly.
Wasn't his name like Todoroshi or something?
Yeah, I think so. The son is like fire and ice because the mom is ice and his dad is fire, and his dad is the one of the head superhero, and he's, you know, his power is full fire.
And didn't he like refuse to use it because of his disagreements?
Well, he refused to use his ultimate power, I think, or something like that. But yeah,
which was like both of them.
Yeah. But those type of things are resolved pretty quickly, so it is not too annoying. But you know, the whole Deku not learning to use his powers correctly, it's really annoying. But that's just like small stuff, small fry. So that's why it's an 8 for me and not like a 9 or a perfect 10.
Naruto was a perfect 10.
I would say Naruto is a perfect 10. Like for an anime, like if an anime could have if an anime could have that much action and be so silly at times, but in the span of its lifetime can make you cry like 5 different times through the whole thing, like, yo,
the amount of feelings that came out during that show.
It's epicness, man. Like, the thing has
love, hate.
Yeah, the thing has
anger.
Everything. Like, it has action. It has good animation. It has feeling. It has a good storyline. Like, yeah, perfect. 10 out of 10. Although, I gotta say, dude, I wish they would just cut out a lot of the filler episodes.
Man, I hated it where I'm like, okay, he's right there, right in front of Pain. They're about to fight. All of a sudden, it's just this chibi flashback episode from like the first season. And it's just like, why? Why?
It's like, now you gotta wait 2 more weeks to find out what really happened.
I hated, the one thing I hated as a kid was growing up when I started watching Naruto. It was like by week because it was releasing on TV. All of a sudden, it was like about to get to the Naruto Sasuke fights. This stupid episode would keep coming on for like a week straight because they were trying to write it and draw it and put it into English. And it was called like the Rock Lee Games. And it was the same episode every single week for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Filler episodes. And the crazy thing is, dude, I mean, you should have seen me when I first started watching anime. Because I didn't know what filler episodes were. I thought it like a show. When I was watching Bleach, and I was following the storyline, and then all of a sudden in the next episode was like this totally different storyline. I was just like, wait, it ended like that? So I had thought it ended, but to find out like, nope, those are just filler episodes, and the actual storyline picks up again 2 weeks later.
Bleach did it early too. Like it'd be still season 1, and they would just get to like the Soul Society, and then all of a sudden they're like flying through the air trying to get through the barrier, and then all of a sudden it's just like the real world again, talking about a dead cat, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, what? What's going on? What did I miss? Like,
did they die?
Like, was it all a dream or something? What's going on? But yeah, dude, I didn't catch that at all. So and I think that's why I stopped watching Bleach for a long time and didn't get back on it until I found out like, oh, anime has filler episodes. You have to skip those and go to 2 or 3 episodes later when the actual storyline picks up again. I was like, okay, I got it.
And that kind of makes me think, did all of the older shows do that too?
No, because
like Inuyasha.
No, Inuyasha.
009.
I don't remember Inuyasha ever having a filler episode. Like, their storylines went straight through. But then again, though, I watched the English dub of Inuyasha, and I watched
it might have been already done.
Yeah, they might have cut those filler episodes out maybe because Bleach, I watched the original Japanese version of Bleach. Like, I've never watched Bleach English dub. And I'll tell you what, the reasons why. Sometimes when they bring it over to America and they English dub it, I feel like they choose the wrong voice characters for every character. Only on some. Like some animes get it right, but some.
Oh my god! I'll tell you, there was an episode of My Hero Academia where Deku's kind of like rival, but still classmate with Grenade Napalm Sweat. He was like fighting All Might, and he's like screaming, and you can hear in the Japanese voice like the cracking and the high pitched like cut of the scream. But in the English one, it's just like, like, it's not right. You can tell the dedication to the Japanese version where like they're breaking their vocals trying to make the like pain come out, Yeah. It's crazy.
Yep. I don't know. We went pretty long with this anime conversation though.
Want to go to Pokemon Go?
Well, did you have another topic? Because we're like, if we hit Pokemon Go, it's the end of the podcast.
Yeah. Real quick. Fresh Prince put out new clothes. Already sold out. Kind of a money grab. Whatever. I don't really give a shit anymore. It's a show that's not even around. But
Oh, but
that's on you, Will Smith.
but here's the thing though. He is doing it because he's trying to gather up hype, and I mean it's smart too. Because coming from me, like I'm in the unpopular opinion of I'm not much of a Fresh Prince fan, and I'm not much of a Will Smith fan. And not that I hate the guy. I mean, he does good work, but like I just don't really get interested in any of the stuff that he does. It doesn't tickle my funny bone. But the reason why he's doing this is because he's trying to see if people are wanting more Fresh Prince, because he's working on a reboot of the Fresh Prince.
That's not what the world needs right now.
Well,
not.
Who knows? Because you don't know. Because look, he brought out the clothing line. It's sold out. That's
from the nostalgia.
That probably made up his mind. He's probably like, it's a green light. Let's go with this reboot.
All right, that's like saying if they came out with like some all that Nikes, I would get them. If they came out with like a dope ass jacket for Full House, that'd be awesome. Man, look where the reboot of all that went. Look where the reboot of Full House went. It's not gonna work.
Well,
it's not gonna work.
The reboot of Full House made money.
Fuller House.
I mean, Fuller House is the reboot of Full House, so I could say the reboot of Full House. Like, it's made money because it's on Netflix. They it got its money.
But how much did it get?
Who knows?
Off of that.
Who knows?
But yeah, I mean, like I get it. If he wants to, he wants to.
Because the thing is, even though I'm not a fan of Will Smith is a smart man. He hopped onto YouTube when he knew that was where the place to go, basically, because everything was turning to social media anyway. So like, why deny it? So he was smart on that train. So he knows how to read the people. Like, if he sees that, if he puts out something like this and people gravitate to it, a reboot will work as well.
Honestly, I mean, okay, yeah, I get it, but it's just like you can tell that this show is coming from somewhere else, except for it's not coming from finance, because it's not like Will Smith really needs more income, but it's just coming from a passion project kind of area,
Yeah, well, either way, like I think he's smart for just testing the waters out, basically.
Also, if you guys have a jacket out there from a Fresh Prince line and you want to sell it to your boy, let me know. Just saying. That's like the only dope thing out of that entire line. So, I mean, I used to watch it. It wasn't crazy. I mean, some of the times where, they hit home, they were also really funny. I wouldn't call it Naruto,
I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna be watching it because like I could care less. But like I just know that that's why he's doing that. That's probably why he's doing that, because the news is that he is in the works on a reboot of the Fresh Prince. And if you want to blame anybody, blame the guy who actually made the trailer of a more serious Fresh Prince, and then Will Smith himself seeing it and then contacting the guy, and now that probably put it in Will Smith's head that, oh, I should make a reboot because it'll be, people still watch it.
I know who's getting coal for Christmas.
But with that all said, though, that brings us to the ending segment of our podcast, which is the Pokemon segment, or the Pokemon Go segment. Only because
of every single podcast.
it's You know what? I'm not ashamed of saying it. I love playing it. I love the news about it, and there's some pretty weird and awesome news coming up for the next week or so, or maybe even the next day, or maybe even today when you guys see this, because even though we're recording this on Sunday, you guys are probably not going to see this until Monday. But data miners, data miners have gone into the code of the new update and found coding of a ticket that's gonna cost you $8, and it's for a special event that lasts from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. wherever you are. The only thing is no one knows what type of event it is. What's it gonna, pertain? Like, do you get higher shiny rates? Is there gonna be cooler like Pokemon spawning everywhere? What kind of spawns you're gonna get? A lot of people are speculating that it's gonna be kind of tied into Regigigas, and that they're gonna bring the Regirocks back. And a lot of people are theorizing that it might be kind of like a Safari Zone, but for wherever you are.
That'd be cool.
And the thing is that it's from a certain date to a certain date, and that first certain date is starting tomorrow if the data miners are correct, because that's what the date on the coding says, that it's going to start tomorrow to, I forget when it ends. So and when you buy the ticket though, it's only good for one day, so you're not going to get it for like a whole week span or whatever. It's just that one day you buy it. It's also said a lot, and this is kind of where the hate comes from, is that you're not going to be able to buy it with Pokecoins. So if you're getting Pokecoins from having your Pokemon in gyms, you're not going to be able to use those. You got to use actual real money. People just don't, and they're a lot of people are afraid that they might do this for every event coming on now, but I doubt it. I think this is just like a one-time special event where you pay for it, which is for me is cool, especially if the event ends up being good. So we're not going to know until tomorrow.
Although I wouldn't put it past them too.
Yeah, it's true, but I'm on the more hoping it's going to be a good event type,
benefit of the doubt kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm more on the brighter side of this. I want to see a good event because I don't mind paying $8 to get a good event. Like if I could go to like downtown Long Beach, buy this ticket, and then have all these crazy spawns and have high shiny rates for every Pokemon around, I'll shell out at $8, dude. I don't care. I'll do it. Like it's cool with me, Especially if you get like a legendary like Regigigas at the end. Like I'm down with that. But yeah, and not just that too, but the Twitter of Pokemon and the Instagram of Pokemon has put out their warning of the Halloween event coming soon, and who doesn't love the Halloween event? I can't wait, and I hope they put Litwick out in the wild, like more more spawns, because I've seen his shadow in the wild, but he always ends up being so freaking far away from me, dude. I'm just like I can't walk that far. And I'm not gonna waste my gas to go. I can't waste my gas and lose my parking spot to go just catch a Pokemon in a game, dude. I just can't. But I hope they spawn him more in the wild, because I did hatch one, but that's the problem, is I only have one, and I don't have enough candy to evolve him into Chandelure. And then not just that too, but also high shiny rates of all ghost type Pokemons, in which I'm still in search of. I want them all, please.
What if the ticket is just to start spawning the Halloween event Pokemon?
I'd be down with that too. Like, I'm okay with that. So
like Halloween ticket.
I doubt it, but I'd be cool with that. Like if that's the ticket to start the spawns of all the ghost types, and then you start catching like shiny ghost type Pokemons, I'm cool with that. I'm down with it. It'd make it a lot easier on me, because I remember last year doing like going out and grinding and not getting anything, you know.
So you'd pay the full $8 just to like, I don't know, hopefully get like a Litwick.
Well, it wouldn't be hopefully if the ticket does
like
what
a
it's supposed to
spawn.
do.
Yeah, but I mean like just for a higher spawn chance of Litwick, you would do that?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
You know, I'm down. And then not just that, but you know, all the other ghost types that come along with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have any ghost type Pokemons that are shiny that I caught myself. The only one I have is Gengar, and you traded that to me. So, you know, I would love to find one myself and catch it myself. Like, that'd be cool. You know?
I mean, like, that'd definitely make for a good video, that's for sure.
Yeah. And you know, and if it does come down to a cool event, you know, don't even doubt that I'm gonna go out there and film a video. So I'm down to film a video if the event turns out to be good, and if the ghost type Pokemon event starts, I'm gonna do that too. Yeah.
It would be really cool if, just like in the Pokemon storyline, it was a ticket to catch Darkrai.
See, everybody wants that. Everybody wants that, which is the reason why I'm not hyped on that idea, because I know Niantic is not the type of company that gives everybody what they want.
That's true.
Because everybody wants that. Like when that popped up in the message boards, everybody was saying, make it Darkrai, please make it a ticket for Darkrai. And I was like, yeah, that'd be sick if it was Darkrai. And then I stopped and I thought about him, like, Niantic is not smart enough to make it Darkrai. Because Niantic doesn't listen to the people. Like, they're not gonna.
Do you think they do that shit on purpose?
I think they do, man. I think in a ways they're a company that's making money, and they know they're making money, and so they are just being a bit of a troll about it.
And because they're a phone game company.
Yep.
You know, once they find a gold mine, they're gonna hold on to it.
Yeah, and then so, like, you know, they drag on things for a long time because they know that people will still wait for it. You know, like, look at how long we had to wait for shiny. Shoot, it just left the name left my head right as I was talking, dude. The dragon one, huh?
Giratina?
No, the drag one prior.
Oh, Lugia?
No, not Lugia.
Salamence?
Nope.
Dragon. Rayquaza.
Rayquaza. They made everybody wait so long because they were already going in that direction. They brought out every shiny legendary, and then it was supposed to be Rayquaza right after. And then what did they do? They did not bring him out, and then waited a whole year to bring him out. I mean, like, they're that type of company because they know that people will stick around because they know that people will wait for stuff like that. So, like, is this ticket gonna give you Darkrai? We want it to be, but
it's a ticket for a shiny Rayquaza.
But I doubt it's gonna be. But if it's just like a ticket for like an event, dude, like, I'm down for that because I like I said, like, I'm kind of tired that they have safari zones in these places that, you know, people like us, we can't afford a trip out to these places to do safari zones like that, you know. So if they make it like a safari event but globally and to be happening wherever you are, I'm down for that. So that's my excitement for Pokemon Go. That's the news for Pokemon Go. Ghost type Pokemon event, Halloween event coming probably next week or the week after. Announcement of what that ticket's going to be all about by tomorrow or today, depending on when you see this podcast. Yeah. Anything else?
And
Anything else?
Real quick, just super real quick. I'm gonna break the fourth wall. We already recorded this for like an hour, and then someone messed up And now we're doing this at like 6, 7 o'clock at night. And that's why it looks different. So, just a heads up.
No one's going to know that you look different because this is the first time they see you. So, it made no sense to even bring that up. Look different look different from when?
Usually, because usually we record in the morning and it's like natural daylight, but now it's like this artificial light. So people will know. Our true fans will know. Our top fans who know us by name and they know our numbers and then they know our address. Those fans know what's up.
Wait, they know that my name is Batman?
No, but they know my name's Jae-hong.
Jaeon?
My name's Jay-Z.
You're Jay-Z? Hova. But yes, that does bring us to the end of the podcast. I want to say we're standing strong at 53 subscribers. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified when we do our podcast. We're going to try, or I'm going to try to make more videos if I can. I was supposed to do the Spirit of Halloween video, but let's just say I waited too long and the store... There
was no spirit.
The store really has nothing to show. So I'm going to have to try to figure out a different type of Halloween video to do. So I'm going to do that. So look forward to something. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know when it's going to come out, but look forward to that. I'm going to do the Pokemon event, video if the event turns out to be good. And I will do a Halloween, the Pokemon Halloween event grind when that event starts. So look forward to that. Help us get some more subscribers. Help us get to 100 subscribers. And I love everybody. We will see you guys on the next episode.